Alright guys, so since October is my favorite month and Halloween is my favorite holiday, I figured I would do an extra Potter projects for you this month and show you how to throw your own Harry Potter Halloween feast. So obviously the Halloween feasts are a huge part of the series. They're always featured in the books and go into detail about them, and it's like a priority that you have to make it to the Halloween feast. So I figured if you guys wanted to throw your own Halloween party themed like a Harry Potter feast, maybe I would show you how, give you some tips. Alright guys, I hope you enjoy watching. Here are some ideas for your very own Harry Potter Halloween feast. So I love these light jars for decorations. You're going to take some mason jars and some string of lights, whether they're purple or orange or green or multicolored, just as long as they are Halloween colors. And you can even throw in some sparkly ribbon or some fake spiders or cobwebs. So you're going to take the tops off of your jars and take the top part of the lid and just cut a small triangle out so that the cord has a place to go through. And then you're going to take your lights and just stuff them into your jar. Maybe some spiders, and then some lights. Now, I highly suggest having candles light most of your room because I love candlelight, but it's also awesome just have these jars sitting around for extra light and cool color. So now I'm going to show you how to make your own cloud of bats, because that is a huge thing at the Harry Potter Halloween feast. There's always a cloud of bats hanging over the tables. So I'm going to show you how to make your own. So you're going to start with some black cardstock or construction paper. I use a silver marker to trace my bats. Some scissors. Some black thread or string. Some tape, and some tacks. Now my wonderful husband cut out this bat for me, and I just used it as a stencil. But you can also just go on the internet and print out some bat cutouts. I'm also going to show you this easier method of hanging up your bats too. It just involves sticky tack. So you're just going to start by tracing out your bats. Whoops. And then you're just going to trace out as many as you need for however big you want your cloud of bats. And then you're just going to start cutting them out. Once you have all your bats cut out, you're going to get them ready to hang up on your ceiling. So the easiest method is you're just going to take some sticky tack and put it on the back of your bat. And just stick it to your ceiling. And you do that with all your bats if you want. Or you can use this other method. So for the second method, I just took some string and taped it to the one end to the back of the bat. And then the other end I just tied to this silver, the sharp part of the thumbtack. And just pressed it into the ceiling. And there you have your very own cloud of bats. Now for my dinner table, obviously, I put some candles on there. And then I took this awesome candy corn I found, which is green apple, apple pie, and caramel apple flavored, and just spread it all over the table. And then I took some jelly beans. They're not Birdie Bots, but they'll do. And I spread those around the table too. Now if you have some more germophobic guests, you might want to put some of these in a little dish off to the side for them. I'm going to show you how to make an appetizer, a main dish, and some dessert, which of course is pumpkin pasties. So for your appetizer, I'm going to show you how to make these amazing crock-pot meatballs. You're going to need some meatballs, some maple syrup, some pineapple chunks, and some barbecue sauce. And of course, I always love to use onion powder and garlic powder. So you're going to throw your meatballs into the crock pot with pineapple chunks, 2 cups of barbecue sauce, 1 cup of maple syrup. I use a teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of garlic powder. Mix it all up and let it cook on high for 4 hours or low for 6 hours, and you can serve them in the crock pot, or you can serve them appetizer style like this. Now for your main dish, shepherd's pie is always a great classic. So you're going to need a pound of beef, a can of carrots, a can of peas, a can of beef broth, some tomato paste. You only need half a teaspoon, but of course you got to buy the can. Some Worcestershire sauce, or however you like to say it. Some flour, an onion, some instant mashed potatoes. I use them because they're easier, and so you're going to want about 2 pouches of instant mashed potatoes. Of course, garlic and onion powder, and some black pepper. So you're just going to start by browning your meat and adding your onion powder, garlic powder, and pepper. And your Worcestershire sauce, which I like a lot of it, so I use a lot, but it's up to you how much you want in your meal. Add your onions, which you have chopped, your peas, your carrots, and just let that cook and simmer until all the meat is brown and your veggies are soft. Add your 2 teaspoons of flour, half a teaspoon of tomato paste, and your can of beef broth. And then just let that kind of cook and simmer for a little bit. Then once it's done simmering for a little bit, you're going to pour that into a pan. I like to use cake pans or casserole pans. And then you're going to make your instant mashed potatoes and just spoon those on top. And then you're just going to throw that in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. So for dessert, you have to have pumpkin pasties. So you're going to want some crescent rolls, some pumpkin pie filling, ground cinnamon, ground cloves, ground ginger, ground nutmeg, and half a cup to a cup of sugar, depending on how sweet you want your pumpkin pasties. So dump that pumpkin in there and all your spices. You're going to have to just kind of keep stirring and adding more until you get the sweetness you want for your pasties. Then you'll just spread out your crescent roll and put some of that filling on there. And roll it up. Now just to add a little something more, I sprinkled cinnamon on top of mine once I had them rolled up. So then you're just going to bake those for 15 minutes at 325 degrees. Yum! There you have it. The food was amazing, I'll just have you know. So I love shepherd's pie. It is the perfect main dish for a feast. And of course you can always make a salad to go along with it or any other sides you might wish. And those meatballs, I can't even tell you how many compliments I have gotten on them. They are so delicious. And I mean, my boss just begs me to make them for our Christmas party every year. And yeah, they are just delicious. Now, of course, every feast needs drinks, so of course you can make the traditional pumpkin juice, which I will leave a link below to the video where I showed you how to make pumpkin juice. Or of course you can make butterbeer hot or cold, and I will leave a link to that video as well, where I showed you how to make hot and cold versions of butterbeer. But you can also have regular drinks like pop or even apple cider, because I mean, apple cider, duh. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that if you have enough friends who are into it, unlike me, you might be able to throw your very own Harry Potter themed Halloween feast. Thank you guys, and I will see you later.